right, welcome back to the Super Chevy Brothers podcast. This is episode 114. Today is May 3rd that we're recording this. Welcome back to the show. It's been a couple of weeks.
Welcome. It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I was sick for most of that, and
he was so sick.
Okay, you don't have to do.
He was sick.
You don't have to do the baby voice. How was your 2 weeks been?
I wish I could say restful, but that's really not the case. I have been quite busy, but it's okay. A nice break is good. I'm refreshed, ready to go, invigorated.
He feels so much better now.
Okay.
Okay, baby gone.
Last time, after the last show, we played Stray. Do you remember that?
We played
Stray.
Yes.
What was that?
That's what it's called?
That's what it was called. Do you remember what that was called?
The zombie game.
No, that is not Stray.
Oh, we played
the cat game.
Oh, cat. Did we play that last time?
Yeah, that's the last time. Yeah, we played cat.
I played it. I played Stray. Okay.
In the first part you got to where you actually had to remember
Yeah, it got a little dicey there.
Died twice and you were done.
I was dead. It was too violent.
It's not too violent. I got another game to play, but it's more violent for you.
It's about cats?
No, it's not about cats.
Okay. Because I was going along just lovely, walking with other cats and playing and jumping, laying down, doing nothing. And then all of a sudden these things come out of...
Consequential gaming started happening.
And I didn't know I was supposed to run.
Yeah, I mean, the screen says in big letters with an exclamation mark, run.
Well, but what are they? I still don't know what they are.
You gotta play. You gotta keep playing.
Oh my god.
You know, like, that game is only like 5 hours long or something.
I can understand why. But
why?
Because you're just running from stuff. I can't kill it. I can't
you don't
shoot
know
it.
You're just running for stuff, but that's what you got to. It took you an hour and a half to get to the running.
First time I got killed, I didn't know I was running from stuff. I was like, oh, those are cute.
You ran right into them, and then you got eaten by them. And then the second time,
I panicked.
You actually did pretty well the second time.
Yeah, because I knew something was coming at me this time.
Actually, you kind of did run like a cat. You ran into every wall and door, but you were alive. You were going, and then
I was going.
And then you. How'd you like the game as far as what you played?
It was fun. It was cute.
Okay.
Once I got,
you want to finish it or keep playing it? Or
I'll keep playing it. It's okay.
Okay.
Let that sink in. It's kind of cute.
I got another game suggestion for you.
All right, I'm ready.
I kind of want. You've got to at some point finish a game.
What?
You can't just play like an hour and a half.
Let me ask you. So when you play games, you just finish them?
No, I don't. Not always.
That's the joy.
But hold on. It's not like it's like reading a book. If you're not finishing them, then you're not really reading them. You can't say I read that book if you just got halfway through the first chapter. You know.
That's true. But you can read like multiple books at one time.
True. Are you doing that?
I used to. I used to have a book in every room.
I mean, with games. Are you doing that with the game?
I did it with Stray. We're in.
Sorry, you know what? Stray is PlayStation 5 only, but I think I'm gonna just get another controller because that one doesn't charge. I'm gonna get another controller. I'm gonna set you up on that TV you're always looking at, and then you can just log in.
I'll do it. I'll do it. But Ethan, what's his name? Ethan Allen.
Ethan Carter.
Yeah, Carter. I started that game.
Yeah, and you didn't. I mean,
that is more boring than Stray.
Well, yeah, but that's also. I think that's even a shorter game than Stray. But so far, I've thrown softball games at you.
Softball games.
Yeah, these are softball games.
Okay.
Really, if it were my choice and I were gonna like if you were my kid and I wanted to teach you how to play games, I'd make you play the games I used to play and then catch up.
Such as.
For example, I'd have you play one of the Mario games, or Rocket Raccoon, or Vector Man, like on one of the Sega collections.
I've played Mario before.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
It's
that's
boring.
not gonna help you
Yeah.
move to here, because when I played those games, right,
Huh?
and I was good at those
Yeah.
platforming things, and then
Yeah.
okay, you doing that dude where's my car thing?
No.
You remember
I'm doing the dog.
the dog. I know the dog. But, okay, so but when we got to like 98, 96, 98 maybe, whenever Resident Evil came out and Parasite Eve, and all
Right.
that, we had tank controls, and that pushed you onto like sticks and moving stuff at the same
Yeah.
time.
That's a lot.
But you just gotta skip all that because that's boring.
Okay.
I mean, I love playing Rocket Raccoon, but that's not gonna help you with Uncharted or Elden Ring. I really want you to get into Elden Ring or Sekiro. I'm playing Sekiro right now.
What's Sekiro?
So Sekiro is it's a From Software game. Do you remember From Software?
Mm-hmm.
What do they make?
I don't know.
Dark Souls.
Dark
Elden
Souls.
Ring.
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Fantasy 5.
You got to learn these things.
I don't know.
You should write this down. From Soft, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Sekiro.
Sekiro. Okay. What does Sekiro mean?
In the game, it's like they explain it as a one-armed wolf or something. You're not a wolf.
Okay.
Okay, you're not a wolf, but it's like a Souls game.
Okay.
When you die, you lose your resources, so you lose what you use to level up.
Oh, you have to start over with your supplies.
Kind of. So in a regular Souls game, if you die,
you lose a life.
Because of the plot of the game, you're okay. In Souls games, the plot of the game, your character is a type of character that has or doesn't have it depends on the game, soul or ability to be reborn in some way. So when you die, you come back. That's the explanation for. So in most games, you die, it takes you back to a checkpoint, and it starts out, right? If you're playing as Nathan Drake and you die, well, that's not what really happens in the story. He doesn't really die, so it just starts you over like that. Whatever you didn't happen, and makes you go again. But in Dark Souls games, they put dying is actually a mechanic in the game. So when you die in Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Elden Ring, you lose your. Do you know what skill points are, or?
Just say I do. Yeah.
Okay, no, you gotta learn this stuff.
Well, I don't want to bore the listeners.
It's not boring. Okay, it's you learning. So
skill points. It's like it's sort of like when you were playing that game last time. You would say, "I got to do this because I get skill points."
Right.
So you would just keep.
What do I do? You with the skill points, you level up. You make your person stronger.
So you would kill them with small things and beat the life out of them until you could level up to get a better tool or weapon.
Okay, yeah, something like that, or improve your stats. So in Elden Ring, Dark Souls, you would do this if you died. Your skill points, everything you had, it's left where you died, and you'd have to go back from the bonfire or the checkpoint to that place. Whatever killed you, you have to overcome it and get your skill points back.
Oh, that's pretty.
If you don't, if you die again, then you lose all those points. All those points are gone. You can't use them.
That's it.
Right. So every time you're fighting something or whatever, you're kind of gambling with those points. And which is why a lot of people, when they play these games, and they are very difficult games, when they play these games, they tend to run past everything and then complain later that it's so hard when they get to a wall. Because they miss. If you don't fight, you don't get experience points, but also you don't lose experience points because you can't die if you're not fighting.
But what if you die? You lose your points and stuff. And instead of going back for them, you just keep going.
Then they sit there until you come back or you die again.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted.
So in Sekiro, it's a little different. In Sekiro, you lose half of your skill points. But all the skill points you get, or levels, there's not levels in Sekiro. So you don't use those skill points to level your character up. You instead use them to learn moves.
Okay.
And so the game is more about the mechanics of fighting and things like that. It's really fun. I think it might be my so far Bloodborne and Elden Ring are my favorite Souls games, but uh Sekiro might be my favorite. It's just really fun. There's not you can't really cheese it. I mean you can cheese it, but
I have to
it's
watch you play that one. I haven't.
yeah, it's good. Good.
Uh,
But you have no contextual concept of
None.
what this is, and I'm just talking about aliens on another planet.
I like aliens, so
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Instead of me making you ask
it's
questions.
okay. I'm just trying to figure out what the name means. So
We also played Dead Island 2. How'd you like that one?
Dead Island 2.
Yeah. Okay. You gotta start remembering game names now.
It's been 2 weeks. Let's see.
That was a week ago.
It was?
Yes.
Is that the zombies?
Yes.
Oh,
Dead
okay.
Island
I
is
just
the
couldn't get the
zombies.
name together. Yeah, that was scary.
Okay.
But it was fun. It was interesting. There's a storyline to it. And I kind of could get into what we were actually looking for. What kinds of, it was a storyline. And the graphics are really good. The people look like people.
Yeah, it looks pretty. It looks good. Yeah.
And the blood and gore was a bit much. But you had
Lots of
to.
eyeballs popping
Yes.
and jaws hanging.
Hanging. Yeah, so a lot of killing and blood and guts. I just didn't like the tool. You kept using that beat up old tool. I know you had to get your skill points, but
I got better stuff now, so you can.
Oh, I can't wait then.
But that's a game you should play. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, so I will because it's kind of I'll be screaming the whole time, but
That's okay. That's not even a horror game, you know?
it is horrible.
No, it's not.
It is.
It is not classified as a
It
horror
is a
game.
horrible game. It is bloody and gutty, and you're running from stuff. I like the electrocutions; those are good.
Electrocution?
When the live wires are down,
that's
yeah,
right.
you
do
throw
that a
water
lot
on
for
them,
me.
and
It's a good game. I played the first one. I played the first one and expansion and the DLC and all this stuff. And that was fun back then. 2008, I think, was when that game first came out
really?
or something. 2009. And yeah, that was real fun. But this one is better, I think. The co-op is smoother. You just invite someone, they're in the game, you go wherever you want. You don't have to stay right next to each other.
Okay.
The weapons are more streamlined, but still you have lots of variety. You get to build weapons, so you can build like a acid machete or a really sharp.
You did get some skill points.
Yeah. Well, that's not skill points. That's finding blueprints.
Well, yeah,
anyway.
but you were beating people with a stick.
Yeah, before I was beating people with a stick, and now I can. So I'm at the point in the story where now my character can become more zombie-like, and you can rip people's arms off.
Wait a minute! I thought. Am I giving anything away?
What?
People know stuff about immunity.
Yeah, that's in the first game.
Okay, so I thought the character was immune.
In a way, they are, but they're also mutating. So you're still human, but you're getting. So you run into these different types of zombies. So when you saw me play, I was beating up regular zombies.
And you got bit.
Now there's like this giant bodybuilder zombie. So people who lift weights and have muscles, they're gigantic and they got these giant arms and they lumber around and chase you and they'll knock you on your back if they hit you.
Yeah, you can't hit that with a stick.
There's the I think they're called slobber zombies. They puke all this acid at you and they shoot it. There's screamer zombies. Their chests they're like wide open and their lungs are pounding and they can scream and you can't get close to them because all the sound waves and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, that evolved.
There's this, I forgot what they call it. I think called bursters in this game, and they're like these cancerous zombies, and the skin is about to explode, and they come and get close to you, and they explode and hurt you.
No dinner tonight.
It's pretty fun. We'll play after if you want. It's good stuff. And then it turns nighttime. It's more scary for you.
No.
There's zombies
I
who what?
want to play at night.
No, you have to. It's great. There's zombies who like they're firefighter zombies. And firefighter zombies you can't set on fire because they have fireproof thing. And then they have arms, so you have to hit them in the head because
Oh
you
my
can't hit them anywhere
god!
else. Or there are bee zombies, so zombies who
How long did you
um,
play this game since I saw it?
I played
Every
a few
day?
nights with Biko.
Oh my gosh!
There's a zombie that gets a beehive, so bees build a hive in their gut, and the zombies will walk around, and when they fall, the bees get angry and fly around, and you have to throw fire at them or water
Oh
to
my
get the bees off of
gosh!
you. There's a cable guy zombie, and so you can't electrocute them because they've got wires attached to them, and yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And it's co-op. It's 3 players. I've only played with Biko so far, but it's fun to run around and do
Okay.
the quests and stuff. So you should get that. You should play that. I think you'll like it, but you got to get used to your second stick.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
More Stray. We're gonna finish Stray,
Yeah, I'll be an expert if I finish
and
Spring.
I do have another game for you,
Uh-oh.
recommended by Matt.
Hey, Matt.
So we'll, I bought that the other day, so we'll
Okay, sounds good.
play that.
What is it?
I'm not gonna tell you till you get there because you're gonna forget anyway. You're gonna forget the name. You're gonna forget what it's about, and then I'll turn it on, and you say, "Is this Ethan Carter again?" And I'm like, "How do you remember Ethan Carter? You never remember Ethan Carter."
It's not
You-
that one, is it?
No, it is not.
Okay,
Ethan
Matt,
Carter.
don't do that to me, please.
No, he wouldn't do that to
Okay.
you. He only plays good games.
Okay, all right. I'll try it.
All right. So we do have a movie review, kind of.
Kind of. It's not the classic movie review, but we'll do it.
It's not. I gotta fix this movie sound. Now every time I push it, it takes like forever to find it. There we go.
This is Mom's Movie Corner, starring
Number 1. Oh, this is not news. This is movies. Sorry, I'm out of it. Movies. So you did watch a movie, but it's
I watched
5 years old.
Lots
now.
of things. I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Just really quickly, what movie was it? Did you like it? Do you recommend it?
It was J.J. Abrams' Overlord. It was exciting, fun, had such a twist. I had no idea what to expect. I thought I was watching a war movie, and it turned into a zombie movie. And it was a sci-fi thriller, which it just shocked me. And then I had such fun watching it because it was crazy. But that's
it is a pretty.
It was a lot of
it's
fun,
a
but
little
it's like
different.
5-6 years old, and I didn't realize that at the time. So
Yeah, I think J.J. Abrams, when he does, I think he's really, really good at these set piece
yeah,
action introduction and stuff scenes. And if he, I mean, I think he's fine making the Star Trek movies are okay, and I think what he did one of the Star Wars, which is fine, the
Mhm.
first one or something, the first of the latest trilogy or whatever. But I think if he just found someone else to work with, I don't know if he writes these things, maybe he just directs or whatever. But the action stuff he does really fine. The stuff in the middle, like the main character in Overlord, really annoyed me
Mm.
the whole time.
Which one?
The black guy, I forgot his name.
Oh, he was so naive, right?
He was one. Yeah, he's one of the worst. Like
I think that comes from his Felicity days, J.J. Abrams.
maybe.
Yeah, yeah, because you're screaming at him. What are you doing, bro? What are you
And do
doing?
you watch people recommend people watch it? I don't know if they can anymore. I think it's gone from streaming.
It was,
That's why we watched it, because
right.
it was the last.
It was
couple
on
hours.
Hulu, but it's got to come back somewhere, maybe Paramount or something. But yes, I definitely recommend you watch it. Have a big bowl of popcorn. Make sure your drink is covered because there are going to be a couple of shocking moments.
It's not like
What?
Godfather or anything, but it's entertaining.
It's nothing like The Godfather.
Okay, but I
But
did
fun.
watch Mario, the movie. I think it's called Super Mario Brothers the movie.
You don't
I
know
watched-
what the name?
Huh?
The name of it is?
I just said that
What?
3 times. What are you doing over there?
What's the name of it?
Super Mario Brothers,
That's the name of
the
it?
movie.
Okay, there we go.
I said that like 5 times.
Hey, this is my deal, my shtick. So if you're gonna take
Okay,
my
well,
place,
come on, lead it. Let's
no,
do it.
if you're
What's
gonna
the-
take my place,
What's the question?
you
got
need
questions?
to say it. I'm gonna give you a chance to review before I ask
And
any
then you're gonna
questions.
critique me while I review, like I do you.
I would never do that.
Okay. The Mario movie. I watched it last week. I went into the theater with Kawanika, and as expected, it was filled with kids and 30-year-old people, who acted like kids. And it's got Chris Pratt as Mario, which people made a big kerfluff about 2 years ago or whenever they announced it. He did fine as a Mario. Kawanika, the first thing that happens, it opens with a really heavy Italian accent, and she asked me, A, is Mario Italian? B, is that racist? And C, is that white? It's like, yes, he's Italian. No, it's not racist, because that's how he talks in the game, right? No, Mario's not made by white people. It's Japanese people. Mario. But I thought the movie, as far as like a video game movie, a Mario movie, it was cute. It had both things for kids and people who just really like Mario, and you want to see all the stuff you see from Mario Kart and the world and the pipes. It had all that callback stuff. The plot was as good as a Mario plot is gonna be. Princess Peach needs help. Mario's there to do it. And I guess there were some parts that really kind of blew up. Jack Black plays Bowser, and he has a song in the movie. He sings a couple times. I think Keegan-Michael Key is Toad.
Yeah.
Which the character was kind of not flat, but it wasn't that interesting.
Really?
Peach, yeah, it wasn't like amazing, but I thought the movie was fine. If you like Mario, I don't see why you wouldn't like this movie. It's a very Mario. I mean, they got the stars, they have the music. Mario jumps and kicks and hits things on top of the head. They're clearly gonna make like 5 of these movies, and it was fine. It wasn't a Toy Story or Toy Story 3. That was a great movie.
Was Donkey Kong in there?
Donkey Kong was my favorite thing. They had Donkey Kong in there. They did the Donkey Kong rap. They had Diddy Kong. They had
Who was Donkey Kong? Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen was Donkey Kong. Yeah, Seth. And he did a good job as Donkey Kong. He is more of a frat kind of Donkey
Yes.
Kong, but it was fine. It was Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong did the Donkey Kong thing. So, if you like Mario, watch it. If you're not into Mario and you don't like kids movies in general, it's probably not for you.
Right. That
But-
means it's not for me.
Maybe, yeah. It might not be for you. It's
But it's a big blockbuster.
yeah, it
The
is.
kids
but
love
it's a
it,
kid's
and
thing.
the kids and the adults with kids in them love it. So
Yeah.
that's great. That was a perfect movie review. I think I'm just gonna let you do that.
No, it's your thing. I only did it because you watched a 5-year-old movie. They tell you how old the movie is.
I did watch.
Is Mom's Movie Corner, starring Mom.
And don't you forget it.
You've got a Did you watch John Wick? You wanted to see that.
I did not.
Watch it this weekend.
I will. Is it
Go
still
watch
out
it.
at the movie?
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
There's not like I mean, people are going to the movies again, but there aren't like a lot of movies, so
Right.
they tend to stay a little while.
Yeah, like the old days. Movies
Yeah, like the
used
old
to
days where
stay.
you'll see a movie for like 2.5, 3 months,
Right.
and then
And there was, like,
became, like a movies in
3
every-
weeks, it's
Yeah,
gone.
But and then it was like, oh, there's a new movie every week, and a new movie's gone every week.
Right.
Yeah,
That was horrible. But there are no writers.
yeah, but these movies were made like a year ago.
Okay,
so-
okay. But I'm saying, as of yesterday, there are no more writers.
Yeah, that could last a couple days. It might.
Oh,
last,
it lasted quite a while, 15 years ago.
yeah, 15 years
It
ago.
lasted like a year?
No, it lasted 100 days.
It felt like a year.
Because
Because there was no. See, you got to remember, 15 years ago, people were actually watching TV and it mattered.
Still watch TV, just in a different way.
No, they stream. And
That's TV.
No, they stream, and it's like late night with David Letterman and all that. It mattered. And we just had to watch repeats of everything. So you couldn't see a new David Letterman show. Who else was that? Johnny was long gone, Johnny Carson.
Who did what's his face replace? The guy who laughs at himself all the time on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Now
Jimmy.
Jim what's his
Jimmy
name?
Kimmel. No.
No.
Jimmy's the other one. Jimmy
Fallon.
Fallon. Yeah.
Who did he replace?
Did he replace David? No, that was late night with David Letterman.
Who's late night now?
No one. There's a lot of
Who
late
did
night
Colbert
people.
replace?
Colbert was just Colbert.
Okay. Who replaced who then? Tell me what. No one was. Someone was replaced. Someone had a show, left. Now there's another person in the show. That happened. There aren't like 8 more late night shows. They're like the 3 old late night shows are still there. Who does Tonight Show?
The Tonight Show with it was Johnny Carson, Jay Leno. He replaced Jay Leno.
Who did?
Fallon.
Fallon replaced Jay Leno.
Either that or Kimmel.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I don't watch any of these shows anyway.
But my
Anyway.
point was, you'd have to watch repeats and reruns, and even just regular shows that would have series. Now, I love the writers, and I hope they come back because they've given us lots of content on Netflix and all that. But if they don't come back for 100 days, we won't notice. They got so much stuff out there. You could watch
true.
something new every day.
That's true.
But at some point, it'll start to show. They have put so much content out there, so much, that we won't miss them. They can be out a year. We won't miss them. You know how many shows I could catch up on?
A lot. You watching Barry again?
I finished Barry.
No, you haven't. It's season 4. Still going.
It is?
A new episode came out like yesterday.
Okay, well, that tells something. What? It couldn't.
Season 4, Barry. Yes.
I don't know how to stop my phone.
First of all, why is it not silent? This is a podcast, woman.
I'm sorry. Well, I guess.
Number one.
Phone silenced. I'm sorry.
Speaking of Netflix and writers and whatever we were talking about, apparently people have been watching their favorite Netflix shows.
You know, I did that on purpose to lead into the
The segue.
segue.
See, it doesn't work if you told people you did it.
But you just ignored it. You were just
I did ignore it.
Oh, okay.
I just said, speaking of Netflix,
Okay.
which is a verbal
Segue. Yeah.
You did the physical, actual
Okay.
action, and then
I
you
just want to
told
make
everyone
sure you
that
saw
we
that.
did it. Okay.
Okay.
People are grinding Netflix, as reported by Kotaku, to stop them from getting canceled. I guess the show Shadow and Bone, which looks horrible.
It does.
It looks so bad.
I tried
mean-
to watch it. I just,
Oh, did you?
No, I just couldn't. I like Jon Snow. Isn't that the guy?
I don't know.
Played Jon Snow, starring in it.
What's his name in the show?
I don't know.
John Bones? I don't know. Anyway, people have been binging this show in particular. In the Reddit and Discord, they've gotten together and made Netflix watch parties. so that they can get the numbers up and the show doesn't get canceled.
Right.
Apparently, people think season 2 is the most common time for Netflix to cancel a show. But sometimes shows need to get canceled.
Right. If they're no good.
Well, it's not just about being no good, right? Like some shows are good and
I
no
don't
one
know.
watches them and they don't come back.
But some shows, people don't watch them, but they're really good shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. I mean, that's how streaming stuff works, right? The numbers come through and
But I mean, I guess they have an idea to like have their little watch parties and but oh what? So I didn't know. I guess they know that within a certain amount of time, like 28 days, if people haven't watched it,
yeah, the analytics
goes in the can. But there are some things. Okay, Snowfall, good example. You know, I was gonna get it in there, right?
That doesn't count because that's on regular TV.
Huh?
Snowfall is something that comes on regular TV.
I did not know
It's on
that.
cable. It's on FX or maybe FX.
Maybe I'm pure stream, so I don't even know what's on TV.
If there's a show that's slightly edgy and particularly has like a lot of non-white people in it, it's probably an FX. Atlanta is FX.
Oh, I started watching that again.
I had to start over. I didn't remember anything. It's a very like low energy
Eclectic,
show.
weird show. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to remember stuff.
I didn't know they have 4 whole seasons. I did know that, but I forgot. I had to go back to season 2.
Anyway, back to what we were saying.
Okay.
That show's on TV. But like one show, what was the one with Satan? He's a character and there's a woman.
Lucifer?
He has a club. Is that the name of the show?
Lucifer.
That whole show was on TV, right?
Right.
And then it moved to Netflix, and then people watched it a lot in the first however many days, and they made the show again. They
kept the seasons going.
They added more seasons or something. So I guess it does affect what they're doing.
Yeah.
But people have to realize because we have so much more content,
Right.
and they're gonna pump out stuff anyway. Stuff's getting made that wouldn't get made otherwise because there's more money out there. There are more actors out there. There are more writers out there. There are more chances for everything. It's probably a higher chance it's gonna get canceled too.
Right.
Because when you have, if you're a studio and your goal is to pump stuff out,
Right.
like a lot, because people can watch your stuff immediately, then that's what you're gonna do, and you're gonna find new stuff and pump it out. I hope this show dies because it looks so bad.
So
I haven't
everything
seen it,
you
but-
watch, I mean, do you watch it right away when it comes out?
What do you mean?
Like if they advertise that a new series is coming, just start watching it
I don't. I usually watch stuff way after.
once it's done, right? Once it's
Now, what do you mean? Like something that's coming out every week, or something that releases on Netflix?
right,
Like,
like
at once?
Barry, right?
Yeah.
I would like Barry, like any series. I would prefer they finish it and then I can binge.
Yeah, but that just depends on when you catch on to the show. Like you've been watching Barry for 2 years or something. When did you start
Has
watching
it been
Barry?
that long?
Yeah, and I didn't start watching Barry until well, I started it like 6 months ago. I stopped, then I started and just
Yeah.
watched it all. Right?
Yeah.
Barry's
Barry's a great show.
Now it's still going. So I'll watch it one. I like to have 1 or 2 shows where every week there's something to watch.
Right.
But I don't like just sitting in front of the TV for like 6 hours watching a thing. It kind of makes me depressed.
Mm. Well, not all the time. I'm embarrassed to say I had a marathon. I'm back at Snowfall.
Oh, yeah.
I think I got through 6 seasons and well,
A week and a half. I guess,
yeah,
for this entire show. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Round 2. Fight!
Number 2. So we know Russia and Ukraine have been duking it out, and
Oh,
like,
that's a terrible way to put that.
what's wrong with dukes?
It's a war.
What do you want me to say? They're slaughtering and beheading each other, and
Right.
they're severing limbs. Okay, that's what they're doing, and to each other all the time, every day. It's been a year now.
little over a year. They just had the year celebration.
They had a celebration. Yeah, that's what it was. A celebration of war.
Yeah.
I think it's just what do you even want to call it? An anniversary? Like,
Anniversary of our war. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
It depends on who you ask. If you ask Russia, it's Ukraine invading them.
So, as is well known, Russia heavily controls their media and what comes in and out. And, of course, they've kind of banned any information that says Russia's bad in terms of this war.
Propaganda.
But recently, Counter-Strike, at least a server or in Counter-Strike, a Counter-Strike map has been informing people in Russia of what's going on in Ukraine. According to a Finnish newspaper, I'm not going to say the name. I don't know the name. I'll say it. Helsingin Sanomat.
No, you're going to get murdered by the Russians.
You know, I think at one point, 7% of our views or listeners were in that Russia area.
Russia?
Yeah.
They're probably not allowed to listen anymore.
To this show?
Mm-hmm.
No, they probably are. We talk a lot about probably things I should say now. You ever think? Sometimes I think, hey, someone's gonna find this show, and they're gonna tell the wrong person, and I'll never get a job again.
Yeah.
I'll be barred from entering certain countries.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to talk to the Anti-Defamation League and submit an
so.
apology.
I think so.
No, the Russians love us. Anyway, CS:GO really popular, but apparently there's a map where there's a room that details what's going on in Ukraine. You go to the room, it tells you body counts, it shows pictures.
Oh wow!
And when you die on the map, you get transported to this space where it has all this information, of course, in Russian. I'm sure this will get banned.
So, kind of explain this to me. It sounds almost like a game.
It is a video game.
So,
CS:GO is a video game.
So, what does a newspaper have to do with?
Okay, CS:GO is a video game. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's mostly online. It's two teams. They fight each other, terrorists, not terrorist people, whatever.
Right.
But when you play a game online, most games allow you to create what's called like a server. So instead of it just being randomly people put together, you can join servers that people make. So people might make a server and they make their own rules in the server, or they change the maps or the types or whatever. So when you play these online games, you can go look for a server that has certain rules that you like to play, or that has certain, or maybe a creator makes a server and the people who like that creator and talk to them, and that's a community, right?
Right.
So someone's made a similar thing, a server, but in that server, if you go there, and most servers are kind of regional, so like if you're in the US, you're going to see US servers.
Okay.
So when you go to that server and you die in that server, it puts you in this room that they customized for this server.
Okay.
That shows you this information. So it is a video game.
That's pretty interesting, and that's pretty slick. I like that.
Until now. Now they know.
Until they get caught,
now
right?
they're going to ban CS:GO
right.
in Russia, and it's gone. It's going to be gone. There's no...
They're always offering people jail sentences, too.
Who? Russia?
The Russians, yeah.
It's Russia.
Mandatory 15 years jail sentence. Did that sound Russian?
No, they did not. Was that supposed... Give me your best Russian accent.
We will give you 15 years. No, I said it. Wait.
All right, Deepak.
Yeah, I listen to Deepak all the time. Let's see. I don't know. I give up.
Just try. Give me one. What's an accent you can do?
I would stay away from accents. Let's see. Let's try my Russian again.
Okay, one more time. What's something you want to say? I'll give you a phrase.
Give me a phrase. That's what makes it hard. No phrase.
Let's say, in your Russian accent, I can't wait to drink my vodka and go to sleep with my AK-47 tonight.
I can't wait to have my vodka and go to sleep with my AK-47 tonight.
You sounded like a Russian, Irish, Jamaican, Russian wannabe trying to learn English on this like first week.
I was trying to be like, they stick it. When they speak, it's like harsh and they stick it.
It does sound pretty harsh and
Yes.
That's stick it.
Not just. Yes.
yeah. You
How
ever
do you
know
say
any
yes
Russian?
in Russian?
Yes, in Russian.
Yeah. It's a simple word. Not like da or something.
I don't know.
We need to
It's
learn
a-
it.
Yes, in Russian. Da. It's
Da.
da.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
I'm bringing up my Russian roots.
You have Russian roots?
Yeah.
Today I was at a cafe and some black guy sits next to us. He says, "I'm not black." He said, "I'm not black. My dad's black and my mom's Cherokee." I'm like, oh, okay.
You should have said, I initially picked that up, that you were tricky.
Well, he was telling. Wait, well, that's the third thing he said to me. The first thing he came down and said is, "What do you think about women playing football?" And I told him I don't care if they want to play football. Whatever. And then he told me, "What did he tell me in between playing football and he's not black?" He told me, he tell me, he said something that was profound.
So
and
you can't remember
I
that.
can't remember it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he's and then the second thing he told me was he got married to a Kenyan woman for $40,000.
oh,
And the third thing he told me was
illegal.
he's not black, his dad's black, and his mom's Cherokee.
And so
and
he
then-
married a Kenyan woman.
And then somewhere down the road, he showed me his mom's picture. She black. And then
Maybe she's Black Cree.
And then he told me how
Blackfoot.
he used to be an amazing basketball player in Lancaster, and he played with Spud Webb and dunked on him.
Was he taller than Spud Webb?
He's like 5'8".
Okay. Yeah.
He is taller than Spud Webb. Spud Webb was what, 5'7",
Six.
5'6", something like that. But I mean, Spud Webb is
So
is a
what
phenomenon because he's so small and plays.
so
defensive
what
basketball.
attracted this guy to your table? Your lovely wife, maybe?
No, he just sat down first. He was talking to someone else on the street, and we were doing our thing.
Right.
And then 20 minutes, 15 minutes later, he goes into some shop and comes out with some water. He sits down, and then he said,
He didn't sit at your table.
no, he sat down at the next table. We were outside on the patio, and then he says, some guy. This is what happened. White truck pulls up it's on Greenville, so
Okay.
it's like one lane each way,
Right.
and then you park on the side. So
Right.
a white truck pulls up, stops halfway in the street, halfway on the parking part. Old Mexican guy, very suave, all white hair, 5'4", gets out of his truck, giant F-1050, gets out of the truck, parks right in front of this woman. So she's trying to get out of the parking, she can't. So he gets out the truck. The woman's like, "Sir, are you gonna move soon?" And he goes, It wasn't even Spanish. He just was, And then
He spoke scuttlebutt.
so the Cherokee non-black man says to him, "Hey, she's trying to talk to you. She's trying to get out the spot." And he's like, he's looking around, and then he says, "She's talking to you." And he goes to the door open, and he's like, "No inglés." And goes inside, and then he comes out a few seconds later, goes in the truck, and drives off. So
He had an order, huh?
The non-black Cherokee man. By the way, he is as dark as that sheet behind you. The non-black Cherokee man tells me, man, he's like, people these days, they don't respect nobody, you know. And they're like, yeah, you know, what do you say to people? Right? He's
No,
like,
you
yeah.
pack up your food and
We were
get.
having it. I was in the middle of eating.
Okay,
We
but
having a drink.
all it took is one crossword, and then the bullets would fly.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay, but so I'm like, yeah, and then he's like, where are you? Are you from Dallas? I'm like, yeah, and then he's like, what do you think about them letting girls play football? And then that went on, and then the Cherokee, the $40,000 wife, and then her sister gave him $9,000.
For what?
To thank him for getting the $40,000 to get the woman, and he had 3 children with this woman.
Oh my God.
He
He carried through with the whole thing, right?
And he's got a business, and he's going to college, and he's
Gave you a card?
huh?
He gave you a card?
No.
Oh, what's his business?
Said he has a trucking business, so he owns 2 trucks, and he pays people to drive trucks. He's going to school at College or something, and then he's doing business
How
management.
did we get to this guy?
Huh?
How did we get here?
I think we were talking
We're
about.
looping.
I don't know. He's not black though. Just know that. He's not black though. His dad's black.
Yeah, that guy's black, but
He's not black.
well, I am black. I love it. I'm a black woman.
People not having number 3.
What is it? 3! Yeah, that's a magic number.
People not having a great time playing Redfall is the headline we see here at Kotaku. So Redfall is a big Xbox and Bethesda game that's been hyped up. It was coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox after the halfway acquisition.
Right.
Now it's just coming to Xbox. It's out. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, they're sorely disappointed.
And people are really not enjoying the game.
They use
saw
the
this
F.
a week or two.
They use the S word.
What's the S word?
It sucks.
Okay. So it sucks, apparently. It seems like, I think on average, the game is like a rating of 4 when you look at across, when you look across, what is it, Metacritic, I think it was. The game's not doing too well. People are upset because you can either get on Game Pass, which Game Pass is $10 a month, or you can pay a full $70 for the game, which seemingly is unfinished. It doesn't look like a current gen game. It plays like an old shooter no one wants to do.
Lots of bugs.
Yeah, what people are saying is this is pretty bad for Xbox right now because this was their game of the year.
Oh my.
We have Starfield. I don't know if that's actually coming out this year. We're probably going to see some of that next month at their presentation.
They better have something good.
But it's kind of bad. PlayStation had what's PlayStation got coming out this year? It's tons of stuff.
Yeah, we named
People
it.
excited. We had Horizon, whatever. All that stuff is out. So it looks pretty bad for Xbox right now. Did you watch any gameplay of the game?
I didn't have time.
Do you know what makes a bad game bad?
No.
I when I first saw the gameplay, I thought the game looked pretty mediocre.
So, what bad game have you played?
I don't play bad games.
How do you know it's bad if you haven't played it? You've never played a bad game.
I didn't say I've never played a bad
So
game.
name one you've played.
It's like people say I don't drink. They usually drank and then didn't. They stopped because they don't do.
But you don't remember what you drank? Maybe that's why you don't drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
I got you.
I don't play bad games. I may open a bad game
Right.
and start it,
Right.
but I don't play it.
Okay. So we won't call anybody out.
Well, I mean, honestly, these days in the year 2023, if you're playing on a console, at
Right.
least, and you're playing games that aren't some early access Steam baloney like the Black Tiger or whatever, whatever that game was that came out, if you're playing like legit console games, the definition of bad today would be an actually like 15, 20, maybe even 10 years ago would have been considered an average to good game, right? Like
Right.
today's bad games compared to when I was a kid or in high school, bad games
Right.
are nowhere close at all. Like bad games back then, they'd freeze and break on you. You can't play them.
Right.
They'd hurt your eyes. The voice acting would be so bad. The cutscenes wouldn't even run. The buttons wouldn't work. Like the games then were literally broken.
Right.
Today, bad games is just the taste isn't there. The gameplay is maybe repetitive, or it's been done too much before, or
And that's what it sounds like is happening here. They talk about the loops. And
right.
all
The
that.
game doesn't meet. It's not up to the standard of what it's supposed to look like,
Right.
and what it's supposed to look like. It's probably not a bad game.
Right.
It
It's
just
just
doesn't
been
reach
touted
the
to be
2023 bar. of
the
it.
release. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
that
it.
was their big game, and they kind of screwed it.
Root the
so,
pooch.
for sure. So don't buy Redfall.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Number 4, Jerry
Oh,
Jerry Master
the Jerry
Springer
Master.
died last week on Sunday. Was it? Was it Sunday? Why did I not know this? I
I
don't,
don't know, but I'm very
Fuck.
sad.
yeah.
I love Jerry Springer.
I was talking to Biko about it, and he was like, "Yeah, that guy. We don't need this." Jerry Springer gotta be the most definitive. The Biko was talking about him like he's this old boom. He's past
No.
boomer. He's like cool, man.
That's the coolest guy that
Jerry Springer-
was.
He had a show still. The Judge Jerry Springer.
Right,
Did you
the
see that?
Judge Show. Yeah, I watched it.
Pretty
He
good.
just ruled in favor of all the pretty
That
girls.
was- yeah, he based well, not it's not really a judge show.
I know.
If Judge Judy is like the bar of judge
The
shows,
pinnacle of Judge shows.
then Judge Jerry is like way.
And that's where he wanted to be.
Yeah, that's where he wanted. But Jerry Springer was a great TV idea. You get to see
Right.
all these people from all around the country in the worst situations and stuff in life.
But
Yeah,
I think he stumbled upon something. I mean, I think it was his intent slightly, because his career started. He was in politics and all that, right?
Mhm.
And then he made a wrong turn. He got caught, they said he paid a prostitute. He did. And then he turned to TV. He went into like newscasting. And then somehow this show came up. And it's like he did it in a sense of being, in other words, his career was ruined, all that. So he just took the turn and said, I'm just going to go where it takes me. And he was like the king of farce. I mean, but also with that show, the Jerry Springer show, he brought out like the worst in all of us.
Well, I don't think it was just okay. Maybe later on, like the show continued for 17 years, right?
Yeah, because
when-
people love that. They love garbage.
Well, it's also like he was Jerry Springer show. He was the internet, and what it would become before
right.
the internet was like
That's
real
what I
big,
mean. He
right?
was
Like
amazing.
it
Yeah.
was all about like it was about shock and stuff, but it was basically, I mean, like today, right? Everyone hates each other.
Yeah.
Everyone hates California because those freaking liberals, and everybody hates the South because they hate abortions or
Opposite
whatever.
of liberals. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But it's always been like this. We just didn't look at each other, right? You just stay in your place. You didn't have the internet. You didn't get to hear what some douchebag in Chicago was saying about the president or anything like
Right,
that.
right.
You just stayed in your own thing.
We
and
just see whatever happened to be on the news.
right? But you go to Jerry Springer,
Yeah.
and you got to see what real, because people look at Jerry Springer, oh, that's white trash, and these people,
Yeah.
but that's like actually 80% of the people around you are exactly like these people.
And
you
that's
see on
what
the
he
show.
was showing you.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great
Well,
show.
also we lost Donahue.
Yeah,
That's recent too. I mean, he sort of did the same thing. He tried to be all professional and white-haired about it, but it's the same thing. He brought up topics that people knew existed, but nobody talked about. So Jerry just was a flip side of Donahue, and I miss Jerry. I was very sad to hear that. He had
Yeah.
pancreatic cancer, so
Yeah, that is pretty.
that's
too
pretty
bad.
rough,
Yeah.
you know?
I like Jerry Springer's show, especially the early
Oh,
seasons
yeah.
when he did like the Satanists and the KKK and the stripper. The one where he had the strippers. I think they were strippers, and they was at a restaurant and they had strippers, and then they had like a town hall of people criticizing and asking the strippers, "How can you be a stripper?" And then the strippers like sitting there talking about, "This is how I make money. I'm just a stripper. If you don't want me to be a stripper, stop having people who want to go."
Right. Keep
Watch
your
strippers.
husband home.
Isn't that the one where it's just a keep right? And that's like the most. It's basically what happens today, except it was on
Right.
TV, which is it was entertaining. You know, but,
Right.
rest in peace.
Love
Jerry
you,
Springer.
Jerry. Miss you.
It's too bad he went out on Judge Jerry.
Yeah.
That wasn't like the highest note, but you know, Jerry Springer. I'm sure that's gonna pop up on some kind of streaming service. Isn't it crazy back then in like 93, 95 or whatever? If you watched it, you could buy the DVDs or
Right.
VHS and then watch the boobies.
Yeah.
But today, no one wants boobies anymore. Like we're 30 years later, we're more prude than we were
Right.
back then.
Right.
Like if you did, I was watching Fear Factor last night because
Ew.
me and Kalani is this TV and like, turn something on, we're gonna cook. And we're watching Fear Factor, and they're eating so many bugs and
and
throwing rats at
worms,
people.
yeah.
And, like, if you did that today, somebody would like lose their mind about every
Right.
abusive thing you're doing. And yeah, it is abusive,
It was.
but also it's amazingly entertaining. Everyone signed up for it, and it's only 3 days. It's a nice weekend for $50,000, and you can always say no. Like the to me, the abusive thing is you can't say no, and it's surprising when you watch the show how many people just say no. I'm not
Right.
gonna do it.
I
And it's
like
kind of
that.
interesting. Like it at first it feels like, oh, this is kind of like this vegetarian woman. She wants this $50,000, but they're telling her she's got to eat worms to get it, but she can just say no, and then they're good. But then again, they killed a lot of bugs.
They kill a lot of bugs.
A lot of bugs, a lot of
Yeah.
worms. A lot of deers had their penises removed for the
worms
show.
aren't vegetarian. They eat dirt.
Worms are living, moving things. So no, that's.
Or I threw them
They're
in a
not
skillet, just
vegetables.
cook them up as some vegetables.
But you know what I don't get about vegetarians, right? It's about, well, okay, not vegetarians,
Okay.
more the vegan side of it. Because vegetarians are just like, I eat vegetables, not meat. It's not really about the living or not living or souls. It's just you eat vegetables. The vegan people who are more like on the side of like it's bad to eat meat.
Right?
Well, they eat. I get the eating like a tomato, but will you eat a potato? Because the potato is the plant, and when you eat that potato, it's gone. You eat a tomato, that's just like it's just a
Piece of a
byproduct
plant.
of a
Right.
plant living and drop, or you eat a nut or something, right? But when you eat the potato, you're killing that potato. I mean, is it because it doesn't have a brain?
It has an eye.
It has an eye, and apparently plants feel, right? So
Yeah, I hear them screaming when I'm like running them under the water.
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know about the potato tomato issue. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking like I don't understand vegans at all. I understand them. You know, vegans to me are like abortionists. Is that what you
Oh
call
God,
people who
this
like
is a vegan rant.
Or what do you call people who don't like abortion? Anti-abortionists?
No, they call themselves life. What do they call it? Pro-life?
Pro-life.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
vegans
Everybody
and
else is
pro-lifers,
anti-life.
they would be like the best friends, right? Because they're basically the same. It's the same. Like if you're taking a path right
Mhm.
down life,
Mhm.
you're either gonna go like it's killing them and eat them, or it's like there's a reason not to, right? If you go that way, I think they'd be best friends. But then all the vegans I know, they're not at all religious or like right wing at all. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It is a horseshoe at the end of the day.
If you say so, but I never understood that term pro-life.
What is
So
that, you know what it is?
On the
And
other
why-
side
you know
of
why
that?
I really like Republicans?
what?
They're so
They
good with
make up
marketing.
stuff, right? That marketing
so
is the
good.
best.
Like what?
They're like madmen,
when it was
right?
like becoming like the thing, right? We've been talking about abortion for like 50,
Right.
70 years now.
Well,
And
maybe
when
more
it was
than
like
that.
the thing, and then in like in the mid 90s, like what do you call it? You can't just say,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm concerned.
Don't kill
this
babies.
This is the issue, right? Like
Pro-life.
Who's not pro-life,
Right.
dog? Like that is,
Yeah.
you're a villain if you're not.
Right.
That's cool,
If
man.
you're not pro-life, right?
All marketers, if I had a marketing team, they have to all be conservatives.
All have to be Republicans, right?
They'd have to, because I don't think I know.
MAGA. Whoever used
That's
that
right.
term.
Who like
No one ever.
well Reagan,
He used MAGA?
make America great, and that's Trump. saying
No,
it,
but
make
not MAGA.
But it's
Again.
abbreviation.
Again.
Mag again,
See, MAGA. Yeah.
mag again.
Okay.
That's what it. That's what. But they're great at it, and those hats, millions of dollars.
You know
Man.
that's why he's running again. Oh, we won't go there.
I'd run too.
The money.
I'd
He got
run
nothing to
for president.
lose. What is he? Almost 80? You know.
We should hire a Republican to market the show.
Absolutely.
Absol.
I'm going to go find one.
We have plenty. We're in Texas.
Well, just go to the pro-life line.
The line for what's that? When you go to get bagels.
Well,
they
there's
got a
no
line?
more abortion clinics. They did away with that. So,
In all honesty, you just do it at home.
huh?
DIY. I mean, YouTube. You can literally YouTube it and do it
Oh
at
my
home.
God.
It's
You
fine.
did not say that.
That's the great thing about today, though, right?
I
You
think
don't even
it's-
have to like guess it. There's no more. I mean,
No.
you might not even need a hanger anymore. You just
Stop.
YouTube
No.
it. All right, thanks for listening to the show. This has been the Super Chevy Brothers podcast. This is episode 114. We will be back next week. From now on, we're probably going to record on the weekend instead of the weekday,
Yes.
just because of scheduling conflicts. You can watch us on YouTube. We usually stream the podcast, but if not, we still have an audio version that pops up as soon as the podcast version goes up. So if you want to listen either through the podcast or through YouTube, you can do either. You can also catch us on Twitch. I stream every week, usually on Tuesdays. Maybe not anymore because of scheduling conflicts, but I'm usually opening up brand new toys. Yesterday, Tuesday,
Wow.
I opened up the 1989 Batmobile from the Flash movie and the Bat Cycle and the Batwing. There's a lot of Bat stuff
Too
going on.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you-
even enjoyed that.
And then we play games. We play a little Dead Island. We play a little Sekiro. When I say we, it's usually me, but sometimes Mom's there. So catch us on Twitch. You can catch us on Twitter. We stream there. You can catch us on YouTube. Catch us on Facebook. All that Super Chevy Bros. And if you can't find that and you're listening to this podcast, there's probably something wrong with you because the link's in the description. So just look there and click it.
Just catch us.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. One more Russian accent. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
Oh, God. Bye.